YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. I got a really good article I want to share with you guys. It makes a lot of sense on paper. It makes a lot of sense on paper, but in the reality of things, it doesn't make much sense at all, and it's driving people into huge amounts of slave debt. Here's why Parliament doesn't care about high Canadian real estate prices. So a lot of people, like, why isn't the government stepping into this? You know, government shouldn't be stepping into housing issues. It should be something regulated by the people, for the people, and the prices should be set by the people. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So we have to adjust here. Before I read the article, we have to adjust, and we need the government to intervene to change the laws because of our free market and come in and buy us out system we have right now that's destroying our working poor and middle class that are basically disappearing from the map. So let me read this for you guys. It's a really good one. Canadian real estate prices have a rapid rise, sending debt levels soaring despite the acceleration of household debt. The federal government has done nothing. Sure, we're spending a few billion here and there to study the issue. However, many people are wondering why there's been no sense of urgency from Canada's Parliament. That's because in Ottawa, the issue doesn't look at all concerning. Data from the Parliament of Canada shows that while debt levels are at the all-time high, the debt service ratio isn't. And you know why? Because people are tapping into their second and third and fourth mortgages. These data points don't represent the hair on fire issue that millennials feel exists in Toronto and Vancouver. It's not just the millennials, people in their 30s and 40s and 50s that are experiencing this. The household debt service ratio, DSR, is the ratio to income that goes towards servicing debt. That's a bunch of fancy words to say that ratio of income that people used to pay for their stuff already bought, but still need to pay it off. That's the whole thing. Buy now, pay later. The more debt, especially housing, people buy, the higher this ratio goes. It becomes a concern to the government when this gets too high, because it gets hard for people to consume. Less consumption means slower economy, and that's not good for anyone. The federal government becomes concerned when this ratio reaches too high. Otherwise, they just pretend to be concerned to the extent requires to win votes. There you go. Key word, to win votes. There's the Canadian household debt service ratio. And it shows you here the numbers here in percentages. And it kind of looks like it's in line, right? Because you look at that, it kind of looks in line. Now, debt service ratio is 1% higher than average. Okay. So they're probably looking at the last couple of years or something. The debt service ratio is substantially lower than peak. Are you friggin' serious? And only slightly higher than average. The DSR rose 14.17% in 2017 Q1, meaning 14.7% of income across the country went towards servicing debt. That's a 5.15% decrease compared to the peak obtained in 2007 Q4. Remember what happened in that year, right? It's also 1.06% higher than the 5-year average of a 14.02, while the debt to income ratio has climbed all the way to 173.7%. The amount of income people devoted to worshiping service debt hasn't changed at all that much. It also definitely not close to peak. There it is right there. There's 2008. And then there's the loan-to-value average right there. So it's kind of within line, right? Interest-only debt service ratio is over 7% than average. How did debt-to-income ratio rise? By the amount people are paying to stay relevantly flat. So, you know, someone drops this on my desk. I see this and I'm like, you know, it's not that bad. It's in line. It doesn't look too shabby. But how? Well, because of the free money, but let's continue to see what they say. Record low interest rates in 2017. Q1 households used 0.09% of their income to service interest payments. That's 7.86% lower than the 5-year average and way lower than historical levels. The first quarter of 2017 was actually the lowest level in history. For any interest-only debt service ratio, to put that in our words, Canadians have never spent less to borrow more money. So there it is. So you look at this, and you're like, it's not bad. Everything looks like it's in check. On paper, there's no problem. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. On paper, you don't have a problem on paper. And this looks so kosher. But is it really? From the government's view, there's no problem because debt service ratios are the same, more or less. Debt levels are rising in households, but they aren't spending more than they historically have to borrow it. The benefit of higher home equity, however, is a huge win for them. It can be withdrawn by homeowners to mitigate the fact that half Canadians don't have anything saved for retirement. Taxes associated with the high home values help pay off debt, and homeowners are the bulk of voting population. Immediately speaking, they have more to lose than gain from meddling in housing issues. That isn't to say there are no risks. The extended low interest rate environment means that any success to the economy will translate into significantly higher debt service ratios. Having households feel poorer while the economy is booming is a very strange reality. Canadians face, in a best case scenario, the risk. Okay, this is the best case scenario. The risk isn't this administration's problem, however. It's the problem whoever gets elected next. This is a really good article. That's where I read the whole damn thing. Really good. Gets to the point. Explains what's really happening and why the government hasn't stepped in with any discussion but they secretly know. They know that people are secretly going bankrupt. A lot of people are secretly going bankrupt. And when the interest rates go up, what's going to happen, people? You know what's going to happen. And it is the calm before the storm right now. People are tapping into their equity to pay off the credit cards. And why are they using credit cards if, it's because they need to buy food. A lot of people are not factoring in debt service ratio. They're not in their TDS and the total debt service ratio. They're not factoring in food and cell phone bills and all that crap. Because we're paying $300 to $400 a month for food. Maybe $500 a month for food. Like any given month. Because I have a family of 5. So, for me, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting to see. And that's why younger couples aren't having kids anymore. Younger couples aren't getting married anymore at a young age. And that's why younger couples are not buying a house because they can't afford to start their lives and lay roots. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Watch other videos I've made because a lot of people are saying, oh, you're not talking about this. Oh, you should be mentioning this. You should be mentioning the zero interest, the free interest, free money, free party. Look at my other videos and comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.